everyone, Steve Kim here. So excited. Steve Kim Show, episode number 126. The much anticipated November stats are in, and as usual, I got your numbers and your stats as they pertain to the detached and townhome markets in Toronto and various pockets of the GTA. So let's get right into the numbers. So that average detached property in Toronto back of October 2020 was trading around $1.47 million. Fast forward into November 2020, that average detached property was trading around $1.48 million. So just a slight increase month over month. Well, in Richmond Hill, what happened? We went from $1.57 million in October to $1.57 million into November 2020 for an average detached property. Well, in Markham, what happened? We saw a slight decrease. We went from $1.43 million down to $1.42 million in November 2020. And then in Vaughan, what happened? We also did see a decrease. We went from $1.53 million from October 2020 down to $1.45 million in November 2020 for that average detached property in Vaughan. Now, months of inventory, this is all supply versus demand. And I've been saying on countless Steve Kim shows that a balanced market is 5 months of inventory. So for detached properties in Toronto, we went from 1.5 months of inventory in October to 1.5 months of inventory into November. So if you've been in the Toronto market shopping for a detached property, I'm sure you've probably gone into a couple of multiple offer situations in the past 30 to 60, 90 days. Now in Richmond Hill, what happened? We went from 2.8 months of inventory in October down to 2.4 months of inventory in November. And this is going to be a very, very interesting number to pay attention to as we get further into the winter months. Now Markham, what happened? We went from 2 months of inventory in October down to 1.5 months of inventory for an average detached property in November 2020 in Markham. So absolutely in Markham, we are seeing a lot more of the multiple offer situations because we have such a tight supply. In Vaughan, what happened? We went from 1.8 months of inventory in October 2020 to 2 months of inventory in November 2020. So right across the board in all 4 areas, we are absolutely in a seller's market for detached properties. Now in townhomes, what happened? In Toronto, the average townhouse in October 2020 was trading around $1.07 million. And in November 2020, the average townhouse property stayed pretty much the same. It was trading around $1.06 million. In Richmond Hill, what happened? That in October 2020, an average townhouse in Richmond Hill was trading just over $938,000, and we see an increase in November 2020 for a townhouse now just over $962,000. In Markham, again, we also saw a similar increase in price. In October 2020, for a townhouse in Markham was trading around $936,000. Fast forward another month into November, that average townhouse property was trading just over $974,000. Vaughan, what happened? Interestingly enough, we stayed pretty flat. We stayed the same price month over month, and an average townhouse property in October 2020 in Vaughan was trading just over $927,000, and similarly in November 2020, that average townhouse property was also trading around $927,000. Now, year over year, we want to see what's happened year over year for an average detached property in Toronto. Back in November 2019, that average detached property was trading around $1.36 million. And like I just shared with you right now, an average detached property, November 2020 in Toronto, was trading at $1.48 million. That's about a 9% increase year over year for an average detached home in Toronto. Well, similarly in York Region, what happened? We also saw an increase in price year over year. In November 2019, in York Region, for a detached property, it was trading around $1.16 million. Fast forward another year, in November 2020, that average detached property in York Region was trading just over $1.32 million, which is a 13.8% increase year over year. So absolutely, we are seeing an increase in price trends in this freehold market. I hope you found these numbers and these stats useful. If you have any questions whatsoever, please feel free to give me a call, shoot me a text, send me a DM, or an email. As always, be great, be kind, everyone. Take care.